Your content, your editing skills, but my favorite part is the stark contrast between each video. You have, hey, here is the people in the underground in LA, and then Vegas, and then then a month later, you're like, also here's some fucking Harvard bros, and your persona completely changes on how you interview these people.
Like the homeless people in the tunnels and whatnot under Las Vegas.
And it's so serious. He does, like, you do such a fantastic job of presenting yourself. And when you're down there talking, communicating with them, and you're super respectful. And then how are those when you're like, hey, I'm putting on this face of, I'm going to be respectful. It's going to be less memes.
I guess there's just certain topics like drug addiction or homelessness where I'll just approach it very like serious, knowing I'm like doing a journalistic piece. And then other things I'm like, oh, I'm going to fuck around. I'm going to get drunk. I'm going to, meme. So it's just like two different approaches to the videos.
Because I think you could do both. Like you could meme on certain things without making the person the victim.
Yeah, 100%. And I don't want to be pigeonholed with what I do. I want to be able to do whatever I want. And I'm not just like a purely serious guy. So.
Then it really comes across in your content. How long, like even doing something like the Vegas Underground, how long did that video take to shoot? How did you link up with those individuals?
So I had a general idea of where they were in Vegas, and then it took me a few hours one night to go scope it out and find it. And then I went and talked to them to just like establish a rapport of trust that I'm not trying to come and take advantage of them. Made sure they were cool with me coming. And then I came back the next day and spent like 6 hours with them. And they were telling me all these crazy stories about the hauntings of the tunnels under Vegas. So I went back at 3 a.m. and actually walked the entire distance from the Lynx to the Rio. It was fucking spooky.
I wouldn't do that even if I knew it wasn't haunted.
Yeah.
Was there anything? Did you hear like that? It is Cody. This is all underground, and what's more crazy is
drainage tunnel, right?
Yes,
yeah,
and
black.
When a flood or something happens or a rainstorm, people die. The homeless people will die like 6 at a time because it just water rushes in, drowns them, and it's miles before you actually get popped out at a golf course.
They call it taking the ride.
Taking the ride.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Is that where the ghosts come from then? The hauntings?
Yeah, there's that. And they also say that
these ghosts keep asking to borrow my microwave.
Or change.
They want $5 at the gas station.
They claim there's like people in suits that like haunt that area, like FBI, CIA people that work with the casinos. I mean, I don't know how much of it is like, just homeless person's brain playing tricks on them and folklore and what's true. But
the guy in the suit was trying to just tell you to leave the property. He was a real person. He's not a ghost.
What's crazy is that the homeless people also, you have reasonable individuals that are like, do something with your life. Yeah. I was like, homeboys just telling people, it's like, hey, if you're in this situation, like, don't like follow a dream, but follow it. Don't become like this. And their biggest issue, which surprised me, was the ID problem. They just struggle getting an ID. All of them were like, I just want a fucking job, and I want to be able to get my identification. I can't do that. And that's what you were harping on the video. It was like, hey, they can't even do this.
So I actually followed up after I did that video with one of the nonprofits around there that helps them and was trying to like see if I could help them get IDs. And it turns out that they make them pass a drug test to get IDs, at least that nonprofit, and they refuse to do that. So that was something that I learned. But yeah, there's like different subsects of homeless people, obviously. But I felt like all those people that I talked to that day were like people that were just downtrodden in life and just wanted to be as free as possible. So like they had options to like go live with their family, or they could go live in a homeless shelter, but they don't want to be told when to wake up, when to go to bed. They want to have ultimate freedom, so they choose to sleep in a sewer under Vegas.
Because one would think, like in first world country like the United States, like with all the programs we have, all the nonprofits we have, like homelessness is borderline a choice, where it's like between friends, family, government assistance.
People get upset if you say
churches.
that.
Right? Because that's, if you don't know anything, like that's a very like controversial statement. But like seriously, there's so many programs, there's so many people that are out there trying to help, but a lot of people genuinely they choose that life.
Mental health issues that stack. And that's why a majority are veterans, and it's just mental health stacked with that, and then you have this compounding problem. And then that's just life. They're just homeless. Skid Row's a good example of that.
Yeah, well, I've been there as well. But people that don't interact with the homeless or understand the problem are just so delusional. Just like, but on both sides, you know what I mean. But it's really telling. We were in Maine, and it was like fucking 3 degrees out, and I went to a homeless encampment up there, and there were some people passing out toiletry bags, and they said that the entire homeless shelter is empty because no one wants to be told when to go to bed.
Because when they go there,
wake
they
up.
don't let them get high.
Yeah, they don't.
In Maine, the homeless problem is weird though because where you normally film, you talk to homeless people. A lot of them are very willing to speak. In the Northeast, they don't want to fucking talk to you. They don't want to talk to cameras at all. Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I think they just don't want to be known. They're like embarrassed about it. They don't see it as a good thing. They don't want to be seen. You know, they see it as like a momentary stint they want to be a part of. They don't want to be like, quote unquote, embarrassed on camera, you know?
I mean, there's something to that, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if I was homeless, I wouldn't want to be in a branded Buckingham video, no offense.
And then you have others that are.
Don't worry, they're not going to watch this.
Yeah. Some people want to be, you know,
might
have
be.
their story told and
On their
want to be
fucking
heard. But yeah,
giant
I don't
computer they have in their
blame you
tent.
if you don't want to be in a video. That's why I never walk up to homeless people like filming, like, "Hey, can I interview you?" I'm just like,
No, you're super respectful for it. And
in
then
their
like,
home, you know.
and the Hawaii thing was fucking crazy. If you want to see in 3 years that gap for rent or average house cost,
Very telling.
$770,000 to $1.3 million.
1.15 million.
In 3 years, that's how much housing jumped.
The median. Oahu.
I was like, God.
Yeah, Brandon and I were talking about this a little bit the other night. Like, what's the white people word?
Howley.
Yeah.
What does
that's
that
like
mean?
The N word for white people.
Yeah.
Does it like have like a honky? Does it have like a meaning? Cracker?
I'm not sure. It's just a derogatory
Howley?
term.
I'm gonna start calling my friends
Yeah,
Howley.
you fucking Howley.
Hey, what's up, Howley?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, bro?
My dad spent a good bit of time.
Hard Y.
We gotta
You
take it
Howley
back.
right here,
We gotta
boy?
take it back. Me and my Howleys.
We're taking it back.
Yeah, let's go.
My
Hard Y.
Howley, bitch.
Or EE. I don't even know how they spell that.
my dad, because of the military, spent a good bit of time growing up in Hawaii. And he's like, they fucking hate white people there. My dad's not even like 100% white. He's just like, dude, that's like, that's, they do not like Americans, so to speak. Like
Yeah.
That.
Well, those stories that you were doing, it was crazy. If you watched that, there is an encampment where the homeless live, or you don't call them homeless, you call them houseless?
They call themselves houseless. I don't really do like the speech policing. If you get really upset that I say homeless, like I apologize, but
I've never
I'm gonna
heard
keep saying
houseless
it.
in my life.
I didn't until that video.
Isn't it the same fucking thing? Home, house.
They're just being picky. Like, show us extra respect by saying exactly what we want you to say.
I actually resent that. It's not a Waffle House, it's a Waffle Home.
Waffle Home.
Yo, welcome to Waffle Home. We beat the shit out of you.
But it's
not
houseless.
my wife, it's my
It's
partner.
houseless this year, but it's in 2 years. It's gonna be some other fucking thing. Like, so yeah.
It's crazy because you had these individuals. You had like that one girl that was houseless for however long, went through high school, just didn't tell anyone. You have these stories of overcoming, and she's like, yeah, I'm houseless. And the rules to live in these little areas, like you can't steal. They have rules and like, hey, just follow these and you can stay here as long as possible. And all of them were like, yeah, they're super respectful. No one steals from us. Everyone gets along. Like, okay, they have something going in the right direction. And a majority they have full-time jobs.
Like 50% of them work full time.
They just can't afford fucking housing. They're like, yo, how much is like a condo there?
Fucking unbelievable. And if you look up the HOA prices,
Bro, dude, that's making me
it's
shit
crazy
myself.
as shit.
Cody, guess how much HOA, Brandon and Cody, guess how much HOA is in Hawaii? HOA, you know your monthly.
Yeah. Just like
Monthly?
HOA prices.
Yeah, how high do you think they can get?
Well, it depends on the community that you're living in.
Yeah.
Hawaii is,
Okay.
Like,
Just
is
like
your
a-
average
is this a
fucking
gated community
neighborhood?
or?
it will say a nice gated community.
Per month or per year?
Per month.
$500.
Yeah, I'll go with him.
$2,000.
Jesus
20
Christ.
24
Just for
grand a year.
HOA?
Yes. And
Fuck you, Baltimore.
And very commonly, just for a
24
condo that is
grand a
not nice
year?
with no perks, 700, 800 a
How do
month.
they
I would myself in
justify
Hawaii. Holy shit. Sorry.
I think
Something
a
else
lot of
myself.
them.
All right.
I think with
Jesus.
the weather, a lot of the
You're
the
not even a
properties are
veteran.
damaged.
I'll something else myself.
I'm going to
still
do
fucking do
push-ups
it.
for you, bro.
How do they justify it?
I believe I was told, if I remember correctly, that with like the weather and the aging of the building, there's like a lot of upkeep they have to do or some fucking bullshit. But
For 24 grand a year per tenant, tear it down.
Yeah.
Build another one.
it's really absurd.
That's wild.
So how do you survive out there if you are an uneducated person that doesn't have a high paying job?
Yeah, like if you're working in the service industry, like, you're a waiter or like a bartender or
You're
something
not
like that.
getting-
That's
you're-
wild.
You're fucked.
Fucking
have to
24.
leave.
You're spending $2,000 of your money. You're like, okay, HOA's paid this month. Wish I could get rent.
Yeah.
Damn, thank God I finally paid off my house. Fire.
Say you get a 400 square foot condo, costs $1,800 a month with a $700 HOA. You're screwed. I mean, so everyone's like, a lot of Native Hawaiians are leaving the area.